The Scion Rally Argentina 2014 is up and running for the 5th round of the WRC season. Dani Sordo has been drafted in to replace Juho Hänninen for the Carlos Paz-based event due to his recent good gravel form. And the early signs are Hyundai's faith could well be rewarded with the Spaniard fastest through the pre-event shakedown stage in the I-20. Well, several drivers settled for the minimum 2 passes through the 4.59-kilometre gravel stage from Villa Garcia to Cabalango. Mikko Hirvonen took on the test 4 times, eventually managing a time just 0.4 of a second slower than Sordo. Hirvonen's compatriot Jari-Matti Latvala needs a good result in Argentina to get his championship challenge back on track, and the Finn was the leading Volkswagen runner in shakedown. The third best time for Latvala, 7/10 off Sordo's pace. The rally proper got underway on Thursday afternoon at the 6-kilometre blast around the Ferney-Brancas Super Special stage. And it was championship leader Sébastien Ogier who has made the best start. The VW star a full 3 seconds faster than the rest of the field in stage 1. Confirmation then of that terrific start for Ogier. 2 Norwegians follow in Mads Østberg and Andreas Mikkelsen, with Mikko Hirvonen and Jari-Matti Latvala rounding off the top 5. Recent heavy rainstorms have left the stages of the Scion Rally Argentina rough, rocky and rutted, and the tough conditions have already hit hard. Although Mikko Hirvonen's stage 2 off was caused by a misheard pace note. Whatever the reason, this collision with a wall has unsurprisingly ended the Finn's run on the Friday stages. And Hirvonen wasn't the only one in trouble in the treacherous 27 kilometres of Santa Catalina. Mads Østberg, one of a number of drivers caught out by a compression. The Norwegians' collision with a roadside rock, smashing the Citroen's wheel and spelling the end of the day for Østberg as well. Dani Sordo was fastest in the shakedown stage the previous day, but despite the growing progress of the I-20, the Spaniard's miserable luck has returned. A turbo problem in the morning loop had left the Hyundai crawling through the stages and hemorrhaging time. So once again, it would be the Volkswagens leading the way. Sébastien Ogier began the day out front after winning the Thursday night Super Special, and he began the morning as he left off, fastest again in stage 2 to extend his lead. Ogier's VW teammate Jari-Matti Latvala fought back with a stunning turn of speed in the epic 52-kilometre Askechinga stage that followed. More than 10 seconds quicker than the rest of the field, the Flying Finn has stormed into the top spot. This is how the leaderboard looks after stage 3. Latvala 3.3 seconds on Ogier, and it's a Volkswagen 1-2-3 with Andreas Mikkelsen third, despite power steering problems in Askechinga. This is day 2 of the Scion Rally Argentina, with world champion Sébastien Ogier beginning the afternoon loop by once again storming past his teammate Jari-Matti Latvala to retake the lead in Santa Catalina. The first full day of the rally, though, will be remembered for Argentina, living up to its long-held standing as a brutal, unforgiving event. The afternoon loop has continued to leave World Rally cars littering the landscape. VW's dreams of a podium lockout ending with Andreas Mikkelsen's run in third, cut short with a broken alternator. Hyundai arrived in South America with high hopes following the I-20's recent improvements on gravel, but this has been a day to forget for the new team. Thierry Neuville hit with engine problems on the leg's final stage. The Belgian's delay on the epic Askechinga stage was such that he was caught and eventually passed by young Welshman Elfyn Evans, the M-Sport man up to a fine 4th by the end of the day. Out front, though, there would be one last twist. Latvala producing another inspired performance in the 52 kilometres of Askechinga, an incredible 18 seconds quicker than his teammate. The Finn remarkably ensured that the 2 VWs had swapped places on every single stage of the day. So it is Jari-Matti who ends Friday out front with a lead of 17.7 seconds, while Chris Meeke has capped off a fine day by replacing Mikkelsen in the final podium place. We are into the third day of the Xi'an Rally Argentina, and with the weather taking a turn for the worst, Andreas Mikkelsen has been the man on the move after restarting following a Friday retirement. The Norwegian storming up 3 positions to 4th on stage 7, despite a small scare through one of Argentina's many water crossings. Mikkelsen's pace could even threaten the third spot of Chris Meeke, but for now, the British star is content with driving to his own pace as he continues to learn the challenging Argentine roads. Although the Citroën driver too has had the odd scare of his own.
200.
Out front, though, the battle of the leading 2 Volkswagens has continued. Sébastien Ogier began the morning in second, just under 18 seconds behind the leader. But for the moment, the Frenchman has adopted a risk-free strategy on the increasingly wet roads, which has allowed Ogier's teammate, Jari-Matti Latvala, to extend his advantage. Quicker than the world champion in both of the morning stages and claiming the fastest time in the Amboy test, Latvala is loving the fight and extending his lead. After stage 7, Latvala holds a 21.2-second advantage over Ogier, with Meeke in a comfortable third for now, but the Brit could soon have Mikkelsen closing up if the Norwegian can maintain the same pace. The third day of the Xi'an Rally Argentina has produced some breathtaking action. Hyundai's Thierry Neuville pushing hard to maintain his 8th position since restarting today. A late transmission scare aside, it has been another strong day for the Belgian. Andreas Mikkelsen has also been on a charge today, already up to 4th place, but he's running out of kilometres to rejoin the podium places. Chris Meeke, meanwhile, has again defied his lack of experience on the damp Argentine roads. An early scare aside, the Brit has looked well in control of his comfortable 3rd position. Out front, though, it has been anything but comfortable for the 2 Volkswagens fighting for the lead. Sébastien Ogier looking uncharacteristically ragged in stage 8, a spin midway through the stage and a delaminating tyre towards the end of the test, a sign of how hard the world champion has been pushing.
Droite 140 à fond Meeke, 140 à fond Meeke, 300 mètres derrière, léger droite 155 frein.
Stage 8 would also be a nerve-wracking one for the rally leader, though. Jari-Matti Latvala also surviving a wild ride in the second pass of San Augustin. But that aside, it's been another outstanding day's driving from the Finn, who has steadily pulled away from his all-conquering teammate. The gap between Latvala and Ogier up to just under half a minute after Saturday's stages, with Meeke still a comfortable 3rd and Mikkelsen 4th. Sunday marked the 4th and final day of the Xi'an Rally Argentina, and through the rain, fog and mud, Andreas Mikkelsen put in a spirited effort to force a Volkswagen 1-2-3 by attempting to close the gap on the 3rd place of Chris Meeke. The Citroën man, though, held firm, managing his pace through the slippery gravel stages to ensure he stayed ahead of Mikkelsen and secure a 2nd podium finish of the season.
150.
A fine drive and a confidence-boosting result for the Northern Irishman after his recent problems. In the fight at the front, meanwhile, Sébastien Ogier had long since conceded defeat in his efforts to catch the runaway leader, his teammate Jari-Matti Latvala, focusing instead on securing 2nd place, but the championship leader did secure an extra 3 points for winning the power stage. There was just no stopping the man out front, though. Jari-Matti Latvala proving an irresistible form all weekend. Having led since the start of Saturday, the Finn had defied the difficult conditions to secure his 1st Argentina win and the 10th of his career to get his and co-driver Meeke Antila's championship challenge back on track. Volkswagen also overhauling Citroën's long-held record of 8 consecutive victories. Latvala's final winning margin was a dominant 1.5 minutes over Ogier, with Chris Meeke securing 3rd spot. Andreas Mikkelsen had to settle for 4th.
Round 5 of the World Rally Championship saw the field head to Argentina, with a feeling of a fresh chance of success in South America. There will be a new winner for the first time in a decade, with 8-time winner of the event Sébastien Loeb in WRC retirement. Sébastien Ogier went into the rally as the leader of the championship ahead of teammate Jari-Matti Latvala. And the event would turn out to be a private battle between the two Volkswagen drivers. It was Ogier who took first blood, winning the Super Special on the Thursday. But on the first full day of racing, there'll be a change of leader, as well as several notable retirements. The first two retirements came on the first stage of the day. First, Mikko Hirvonen's hopes, along with his car, were dented by a wall. And minutes later, Mads Ortsberg was the second driver out after losing a wheel. Both crews were unharmed and continued under Rally 2 rules. There were also problems for the Hyundais. They also had to restart under Rally 2 rules after encountering engine problems on stage 5. But at the front, it was Latvala who was starting to build a lead over Ogier. By the end of the day, he had pulled out almost an 18-second lead over his teammate. On day 3, Latvala looked to push on, and he got a big helping hand by a tyre issue that was causing Ogier problems, damaging the bodywork of his Polo. It left Latvala with around a 30-second lead going into the final day. Ogier had to reclaim the time quickly, but as the fog started to descend over the track, the Frenchman decided to settle for second. It left Latvala clear to cruise away at the front and claim his 10th WRC race win.
It's been a fantastic weekend, you know. This rally has not been easy for me in the past, and last year I finished the podium, but I could not dream to win this rally. It is something special.
Ogier came in second, around a minute and a half behind. Brit Chris Meeke picked up his second podium of the season as he finished third. In the overall standings, Ogier remains on top, but Latvala has closed the gap down to 24 points. Norwegians Andreas Mikkelsen and Mads Ortsberg both have 48 points in third and fourth place. Next for the drivers is Italy as they return to Europe. Can Latvala continue to gain ground on Ogier?